Good morning, evening, afternoon. I'm tatocat. Welcome to my channel. Today we're playing Echoes, the Lucid9 Fangame. Previously, we started our mission, and everything went wrong. All these things attacked us that weren't supposed to, including a tank, which was not great. And he somehow didn't die, which is good. I hope he doesn't, because I like him, even though I enjoy also getting paid to shoot him. Yeah, we almost shoot somebody because he somehow patted us on the back too hard. And we also almost didn't get in because we blew up a tank and nobody was expecting that to happen, and it was very mysterious. And yeah, that's where we left off, and not exactly in that order. Nice work lighting them up. I'm trying to do his voice. Nice work lighting them up back there. You helped those missiles tear quite a hole in that tank's armor. Likewise. In the future, I hope you'll let me put my gun down before you sneak up on me like that. I'd rather not have to explain a negligent discharge incident to the commander. If being slapped is enough to cause you to discharge, I'd recommend taking that up with your doctor. You're aware that if you don't shut your noise hole, you'll be the one getting discharged. 8, 9, this is Lucid1. Do you copy? Also, I still don't know who 4 is. I don't know if that was a typo or not, but now I'm very interested who 4 is. Because we met 3, kind of. 3 doesn't have a name. We met 2 who has a name, but I don't remember it. He has like, spiky stuff. Silver hair. I don't remember his description, but he had one. Before I have the opportunity to respond with a better comeback, the commander's voice calls out through a speaker at the base of my helmet. This is Lucid9. Go ahead, ma'am. It's good to see that those emergency vehicle mods worked, and it's even better to see that you're still in one piece. Yes, I would hope so. It'd be pretty bad, but, you know, we died on our first mission. Is 8 with you? Present, ma'am. Looks like everyone's accounted for then. I'd like to offer my apologies for your mission turning into such a massive clusterfuck. It's clear to me that we underestimated the level of unrest in the district. I don't think this was just an unrest, ma'am. Someone was trying to take us down. I'm not denying that, operative, but such a rapid escalation of armed hostilities in 6 doesn't make any sense. Not unless the people behind it were a different group than the ones who attacked some of our facilities before. May I ask who they were, ma'am? According to field reports, they seem to just be citizens who disputed corporate authority in 6. However, that was before they detonated an improvised explosive device in one of our factories and burned one of our pharmacies to the ground. I apologize for interrupting, but are you certain that these incidents were premeditated, ma'am? Our evidence at this point is less than circumstantial, operative. We know for sure that you were attacked by an organized force, but DCIS is responsible for investigating presumptive terrorist attacks in the city. They have the right to withhold any information found on site regardless of who owns the attacked property or the jurisdiction which it falls. Currently, all we have is hearsay, and given that we're guests in this district, it's doubly unwise for us to make any assertions. I'd like to end this discussion as soon as possible and give you to your orders. Understood? Understood, ma'am. Thank you, operative. I didn't say yes. I mean, I would have, because you're our commander and I kind of have to. But the point is, I didn't say yes. You didn't wait for me, Emmy. Due to the attack on your convoy, the chairman has placed a level 4 security alert on all current and future SSD operations in District 6 until further notice. This means that from now on, transports and other high priority targets are to be escorted by close air or ground support. We have a standing agreement with Black Star to let us provide this support to our operations in the area, provided that an armed presence can be justified under the Allied Operation cause of their law enforcement contract with the meritocracy. Because of this, the VX-100 that drove you here will stay put after unloading for repairs. 2, 3, 4, 5. 4 is real. 4 is real. Where is 4? And 6 have orders. Who is 6? I have no idea who 4 and 6 are. Have orders to escort it home once those repairs are complete, and our attack planes can keep an eye on it. Okay, so just 5 and 6 are for who's 5 and 6? So I guess these 3 aren't important enough to have lines. Maybe I'll meet them in the future. I'd like you two to stay behind at the quarantine zone and talk to our supervising epidemiologist in the zone's walk-in clinic. Let him know that the serum delivery has arrived, and for the love of God, if you haven't injected yourselves with the vials I gave you, do it before you enter the area. Let me guess, Hisao didn't do it? Or maybe I didn't do it. Okay. Already done that, ma'am. Same here. I'd rather not risk getting infected. I won't trouble you anymore on that front this time. I won't trouble you anymore on that front then. However, your next assignment after you notify the epidemiologist comes from the chairman himself. And like most of the work the chairman once completed, it's rather unconventional. By now, both of you have a comprehensive understanding of this outbreak and its nature, which is why the chairman wants you to meet with the representatives that DCIS and Black Star Security have assigned to the zone. If I recall correctly, his words were, "This mission presents an exceedingly convenient opportunity to explain the significance of immune serum to the most competent of our fellow corporations." He already scheduled it as the clinic at the clinic, and Way Forward is expected to send a representative of their own to meet with him in 2 hours. I apologize for springing this on you so suddenly, Lucid9, but the chairman wants you to be that representative. So you're saying that in addition to risking my life by disclosing information mentioned in our briefing, he wants me to represent Way Forward as a whole in front of DCIS and Blackstar. Me, of all people. Are you sure about that? I am operative. Why? It's because of your reputation, being tenured as an operative at such a young age and certified as a physician after your conduct at the academy has allowed the board to build you up as a set piece for Way Forward. With the augmentations you've undergone, the powers that be would like you to represent them as a symbol of what Way Forward can do, as well as what they can get done if needed. So, I'm a bargaining chip. That's the gist of it. Again, my counsel, your files, minus your name and history, were sent to the representatives on site by the chairman. Against my counsel. Alright, against my counsel, your files, minus your name and history, were sent to the representatives on site by the chairman. In addition to this, he's told me that he recently made all of the information mentioned in today's briefing accessible to these representatives. Well, it did make for an interesting conversation. I was told that they qualified as exceptions to the confidentiality restrictions surrounding the nature of immune serum and novel 40. Bottom line is, you can tell these representatives what I told you today without risk of being punished, but please keep everything you say in general terms. If they want to know the specifics or want to access any important documents, let me know and I'll see if the chairman is okay with it. They're expecting you, Lucid9. Should I let them know that you're coming? This plan makes no sense. Why bother holding a meeting if you're going to send someone to it with only 2 hours to prepare, let alone one of this importance? To make matters worse, I only have a vague idea about the subject matter. Then again, Kosuke's treated me like a trophy since we met, using Yama as a tool to get into my head, and using me as a tool to justify the damage he inflicted on him. Since I suspect that I've already been volunteered for the position, I might as well ask what needs to be discussed. It's not like I have a way to finesse myself out of this. At the clinic in 2 hours, ma'am. Affirmative. What sort of topic should I expect? The chairman's most expecting you to talk about immune serum and ask the corporate representatives if they're willing to help us manufacture more of it in order to meet potentially citywide demand. While we can provide the more specialized equipment ourselves, we don't have much in the way of assembly lines and free manpower. You don't have to cut any deals today, but if you feel like negotiating and you're offered factory capacity in exchange for something, let me know, and I'll see what the division can do. That, and if you get any opportunity to ask or talk about the attack on your transport, a DCIS agent and a Black Star Sentinel will be representing their respective corporations at the meeting. Try to get your hands on any intel that you're privy to, but stop digging if they push back. I don't want your name on any lists. Until further notice, you and 8 will form a 2-person squad and enter the quarantine zone. If you want to ask around or for information in the meantime, that's fine by me. Just try not to antagonize Blackstar. Remember your objectives, but if you have any free time, what you do with it is up to you. Extraction will be ready once the meeting is finished. When you're in the clear, radio me, and I'll give the chopper the green light to come pick you up. Talk to the guards when you're ready to enter the quarantine zone, and if you have any questions, open a comms channel and I'll try to answer them. Good luck, Operative. Lucid9 out. Well then, it would seem that we have our orders. Shall we? Lead the way. Enter the Block 307 quarantine zone. Well, yeah, that's my only option. SSG in District 6. Never thought I'd see the day. We must be even more screwed than way Ford wants us to believe. Yokunaida. Your armor transponders appear to be in order. Lucid Cell, you're free to proceed at your own risk. Once you pass Deacon, I'll let Dr. Kuragane know that you've arrived. What did he say? Wait, did he say? That's what it says. Before I can finish that particular line of thought, my armor is struck with a multiple high pressure jets with let me remember that. Before I can finish that particular line of thought, my armor is struck with multiple high pressure jets of unknown chemical, most likely an aerosolized disinfectant. I make every effort to hold my breath as the small decontamination chamber fills with a dense white fog, a fog that fortunately dissipates within seconds. Once the air clears up, the two hose-equipped hazmat workers in front of us step off the side, allowing Hisao and I to pass through a second airlock chamber. As expected, the quarantine zone lies on the other side. Oh, not this area. That's where our fun, little scavenger hunt was. The smell of smog and burning trash hits me before I can even take a single step. Back when my parents were alive, District 6 was the no man's land. I was told to avoid like the plague ever since we moved into Samu. And looking back on all the news and rumors that came out of this absolute hellhole, I can see why I listened to them. It was normal for me to hear about the latest incident of robbery, murder, or sexual assaults in 6 on a monthly basis. Occasionally, some crimes that made the news were even more horrific, like the girl my age who was kidnapped, beaten, and starved for 60 days until she finally died of internal bleeding. Wow. When the police finally recovered her body after one of the kidnappers confessed all that remained of her was an oil drum filled with lye and fatty brown sludge. And this was years before what happened at the IIBA. The rioting and violent crimes may have stopped since Black Star was contracted to enforce the law here, but according to what I've read, it's come at the cost of assuming guilt before innocence and only deploying officers ready and willing to use lethal force whenever permissible. Considering that the population of District 6 consists all the homeless people DCIS kicked out of the other districts and all the people who have homes but can't afford to live anywhere else, it's no wonder that Black Star's tendency to enforce the law by killing has led to accusations of class discrimination. I understand that poverty makes crime more likely. I think everyone does. If people are more desperate to survive, there's a higher chance that they're going to take what they need from someone else, maybe even using violence to accomplish that. No matter how much money a group of people has, a few of them are going to be fucked in the head. If someone can't afford treatment and grows up surrounded by violence, we may start believing that there's nothing wrong with it. In the more extreme cases, a few people might go so far as to make the biblical depiction of hell look like a tropical getaway. Nobody's born evil, and nobody's born a criminal. Some might be naturally predisposed to becoming those things, but in a society that's better off, it's easier for people to provide for one another and be content in life. The lack of that is what creates the true monsters and psychopaths. I need to remember that as bad as this place is, a lot of the people here are just trying to survive. The last thing I need to do right now is sink to the government's level and stop giving a shit about the people who live here. If I don't, they will. And if basic psychology holds up, they'll be very angry about it. So, District 6. I can't say I'm thrilled to be back here, but at least it's not completely charmless. It's not a completely charmless place. Such abhorrent conditions are an excellent source of perspective. That, and I've found the locals are quite easy to get along with if you're carrying an automatic weapon. I'd rather gain their respect without fighting them, but such is life under Black Star's control. These people have been beaten down so many times that I doubt they trust us anyway. Do you by any chance know the way to the clinic we're supposed to visit? Who is Katsuragi? I don't know Katsuragi's gender, because I don't know if Katsuragi is a female name or not. No worries, sir. We'll take you there. Oh, Katsuragi! Tone! I remember! I don't remember what voices I used for them, though. My bodyguards! Oh, wait! Are my bodyguards the other numbers? I don't think they had numbers before. I'm gonna have to listen back to figure out what voices I used for them later. I'm so happy they're back though. I don't know why I remember Tone, but Katsuragi is because I believe Tone is the one who told me about his time in the military. Sorry for the intrusion, ma'am. The chairman ordered us to watch your six in case things went south again. Those are some dapper looking gentlemen, friends of yours. They're my goons! Bodyguards. I'm so happy they're back. I assume the chairman gave each of you this is not how head thoughts, but I guess I'm using my voice for anyways. I assume the chairman gave each of you a dose of immune serum. Affirmative, ma'am. Good. If you two ever injure yourselves, for my sake, I'm lodging a complaint. Thank you, ma'am, but that won't be necessary. You can be replaced. If supplies run out, you can't. I can't say I agree, but I suppose I can understand why you feel that way. Care to show us the clinic? Of course, ma'am. Well, we'll see how our second mission goes during... It's kind of like a mission within a mission in the next episode.